Hi, good evening. Amos Tarfa here. I hope you're doing well. I just wanted to make a quick video going over some of the updates. The LifeSTEM Academy crew that is in Europe arrived in Oxford today. We thank God. The flight went well, and so I have some notes I want to just share about a few things regarding the trip so far, just for a minute, and then I'll go ahead and share the updates. This is a weekly update from LifeSTEM Academy. So we left Fargo, North Dakota yesterday. We're coming to visit Oxford, Cambridge, and then the University of Edinburgh, which is also very good in the sciences and is known to be one of the best universities. And so our goal is to learn some of the history of science and mathematics and see where some of the action happened. It's also, of course, to build community. It's to give people a chance to see the world and to see just different things out there. My hope is that some of our students will be missionaries to Europe someday. And so this is a beginning of something we're going to be doing regularly. So by God's grace, we are going to do the Germany-Switzerland trip, and then we're going to do the Italy-Greece trip. And so I want people to see all these different countries that were involved in creating the world that we know today. Okay. So we've had some opportunities just to, like say, encourage or maybe just see some people and to encourage them very little ways. But again, I believe that we just need to be praying for more opportunities to be a light and to preach the gospel to people. We saw there was a group that was actually sharing the gospel and sharing Bibles at Oxford today. So we were able to talk with them briefly. And it was just amazing because it was right after I had just seen some of the, just some sad, things. And then all of a sudden I saw that they were playing music. They were blasting music out in a courtyard nearby. And it was 10,000 Reasons. Bless the Lord, O my soul. That was amazing. And so I talked to them briefly, gave them information. We met the owner of the property that we are staying at, which is, this property was built in the 1500s, I believe. And prior to that, they actually used to, when the gospel came to England, they used to have church services on this property. And that was around 1000 AD. So that was wonderful to hear just how the gospel came from Jerusalem area to England. So a lot of history just in the first day. And so we've done that so far. Let's see, our seating arrangement was just a testimony of its own. Things worked out. People were able to stay together with relevant family for the most part. And so please continue to pray that the Lord ministers to each and every person here and just in each and every person at our school, that he works in our hearts to know him more. And also be praying for that, that the hearts will be softened, that truth will prevail, and that, lives will be transformed within our group, but also just in general with some of the people we meet, right? We've met many people who do not profess to be Christians, just like the taxi drivers. And so it'd be a wonderful opportunity for maybe an opportunity for the gospel to be shared, so pray for open doors to share with them. Also pray for us as we travel. As I said, we're traveling to multiple cities. Okay, sorry, that update took too long. When we get back, you're welcome to attend the event where we'll share about the stories. We will post pictures. I believe Elias has already posted some of them on Facebook, but there'll be more pictures coming soon. So stay tuned and be encouraged. As I said, if you want to come on these trips, you just start preparing. I'll let you know the details as we finalize them. Okay, moving on. I will send these notes again as I did last week. The next thing here is that if you want to see the videos I make on the teachings of math and science tied to these universities, I have the links in the document that I'll be sending. So for example, when we go to Edinburgh, I'll be talking a lot about James Clerk Maxwell, the father of electrical engineering, the one who showed us that light was electromagnetic radiation, the one that inspired the work in quantum physics, which Albert Einstein says inspired his work. So that's James Clerk Maxwell at Edinburgh. But then we also have Isaac Newton out in Cambridge, where we're going in Trinity College. And so we'll also talk about his work in mechanics. Then we have, I'm going to Basel, Switzerland. And in Basel, Switzerland, me and those who are going, we're going to study Leonhard Euler. And he's did some work with Bernoulli. And these are the people that give us some of the principles, like Bernoulli's principles. Why do airplanes fly? So isn't it amazing to be able to go back and see the roots? But here's the thing, though. If you want to watch the technical discussions on this, I want to encourage you to subscribe to the channel LifeSTEM Academics, because on my LifeSTEM Academics channel, if you haven't seen it already, that channel has a lot of videos on math and science lessons, and we're going to keep putting a lot of those out there. And so I just want to encourage you to know that that's available, and you're always welcome to request videos for any topic that we'll make and put out on that website. So we have a LifeSTEM Academics website, YouTube channel. We have LifeSTEM Academy channel, which is more focused on the school and general announcements to the school. And then we have my personal YouTube channel I told you about last week, where I share about what it means to live a life that makes sense. It's focused on middle school, high school, college students, and those who love them. That's the way I put it. And so my hope is, in this day and age they're living in, we need to continue to encourage them to be Daniels and just people that are on fire for the Lord. And so that's part of the message I'm hoping to share on that channel. And so that leads me to one quick commercial break. In June every year, God willing, so the school year is out, you have about 2 weeks. Every, after the schools in Minnesota are done, especially, I would say right around the middle of June, this year it's around the 12th to the 16th, we want to organize, it's a group of me and a few other people. We're going to be trying to organize, well, I'm the one mostly doing it, but I'm inviting other people to join in. And I want us to spend time helping our young people to calibrate and focus on what matters before they jump into the summer. Why is this important? Because summer, honestly, could be one of the factors that can disrupt a person's spiritual growth. Because there's so many distractions, right? You have opportunities to either learn and study the scriptures, or you have opportunities to be distracted. So that's something I want to encourage young people to do. So summer, June 12th to the 16th, please put that on your calendar. Ask me questions if you have questions, but that will be this summer and every summer by God's grace, as long as we have the opportunity. Okay, a few more updates. Regular school next week, to the 8th to the 12th. We do have a planetarium visit for the kindergarten to third graders. And so Mrs. Durham and Mrs. Ward will be taking care of that. So that's on Monday. There will be a zoo visit later in the year. Please remember that the talent show is happening later this month. So on the 15th of May, we have the in-house elementary school talent show. And then on the 18th of May, we have the school-wide talent show. So please mark that on your calendars. The last day of school is an awards night, and it's like a final concert and awards night. We really want to invite everybody to be there, please, because there's an award, there's awards in different categories, and you wouldn't know what award you're getting necessarily. So it'll be good for you to be there to see what award you're getting, whether it's an academic award or it's an award for leadership, or if it's an award for, just what initiative that you've been taking, just different awards to encourage our students. So please stay tuned and plan for that. That's the last day of school on May 25th. So we have some questions about down payments that I've been getting from people. So if you are signed up for next year and you're wondering, what is the goal? What was the timeline? I do have some updates for you. And if please remember, if you are interested in going next year, right, a lot of our classes at this point are over 50% full. So if you are interested in going, please use the link for enrollment. Even if you're enrolled this year and I have your information, this link I've made will really just help me know, which of your children will be coming and what is the plan for each person. So please use the link there. As far as the payments, what I'm going to do is, so starting May 15th, so it's May 15th, June 15th, July 15th, and August 15th, I have a discount scale. So basically, if you pay up front and sign up on May 15th, you get a 10% discount. If you pay up front and you sign up on June 15th, you get a 7.5% discount, and then 5%, and then 2.5%. So there's a scale for, paying up front if you want to do that. However, if you say, I want to do monthly payments, that's fine. We'll try to keep those due on the 1st of the month. Or if you want to do 2 payments, I will encourage you to do one in August and one in December. The other update is, what if you just want to do a down payment? I just want to do a down payment right now, and then I'll figure out my plans later. So on May 15th, if you're signed up, please, the down payment will be $150, and then basically that keeps your spot. And then you can let us know what is the plan in terms of what would you like to do for the rest of the payments. I do want to mention that, again, if you're looking for details for scholarships, make sure you include that in your application, and then we'll get back to you on where things are at and what we can offer depending on the situation. So if you decide that, well, I have signed up, but maybe I'm not going to attend in the fall, some things have come up, I'm not able, or whatever the details, we can talk about it, but please know that refunds are available to people. So don't think that, oh, if I paid, then I can't get a refund. No, we will give refunds. I mean, so you let us know if that is something that, you pay, but you want to, change. If something changes in August or the school year, we'll definitely do that. Now, if you want to change your plans in December, then of course we'll discuss like a prorated refund rather than a full refund. So, sorry, that's a lot of information. I just wanted to provide all that to everybody. So there's links to enroll, links to pay. Okay. We're going to have a parents-teachers meeting where parents can come in and ask questions. I do plan to have that with my students, especially in the 4th to 12th grade. Well, the older students, 7th to 12th, but then 4th to 12th also. But for now, please reach out to to Mrs. Owen or myself and just ask us, what are the questions you might have about curriculums. And this is for next year. So please make sure you schedule that time if you have questions. Or, maybe you're trying to make a decision, but you have some questions to ask. Please let us know, because as I said, the classes are getting full. And so then there'll be a wait list. And I would like to make sure that people in the current students are aware of those numbers. So let's see, curriculum updates for K to 3. Mrs. Durham will be overseeing that group, and so she will have more information coming out this summer. But yeah, so stay tuned. That is a new, an update that some people might not know, but Mrs. Durham will be taking care of the kindergarten to 3rd graders. And there's a cap of 24 students in that classroom. So again, yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Let her know if you have questions. For the 4th to 12th graders, we are only doing the 4 core subjects. We are going to integrate logic in everything we do, but we're only doing the 4 core subjects. So basically, we'll have a major update. Mrs. Owen is now the English teacher fully for just, she's going to focus on just one subject strand. So that's English. So she's doing 4th to 12th grade, and she does them in 4 different, groups at this time. If anything changes, there's a chance that she would do 5 groups, but at this point she's doing 4 groups. So 4th to 6th grade, 7th to 8th grade, 9th to 10th grade, and 11th to 12th grade. So that's the plan there with Mrs. Owen. So she's going to be a focused English teacher. We're going to have focused math teachers and math and science teachers, and then we're going to have a focused history program. So last year, our initial plan was to do From Adam to Us. That was the initial plan with Nordgrass for that younger age. We did not do that in the beginning of the year for several reasons, but one of the things that was done, of course, is geography. However, as the year went on, we actually did start using From Adam to Us because we broke the social studies class into 2 groups. So we did use From Adam to Us, but again, that was, we didn't start initially. So I apologize for that change that was made. But please know that we are using From Adam to Us. We have the materials ready. And so Mrs. Owen's English for the 4th to 8th grade will take that book into account. So we're using the literature reading books. We're using some of those in that group as well. So it's going to be a very exciting time because Mrs. Owen is going to be in the loop with the history people. And so she's teaching the English and the literature and the writing, but she's aware of the history that these people are learning from Adam to Us. For the high schoolers, when it comes to social studies, they will have 2 options next year. They will have economics, so we have an economics teacher, and they will also economics government, but then they will also have an option to do world or U.S. history if they want to do that at the same time. So that's something for the high schoolers to keep in mind. For science, biology, chemistry, and general science are the main ones, but anatomy and physiology will be an option that we can work with people to do. However, here's the key for our science. There's going to be a lot of integrated science. So we are going to use more of the J. Wiles curriculum, which we didn't use as much this year. We just did more of the sunlight for hands-on, but we're actually going to do sunlight and J. Wiles. So we're going to do both of them in a mix there. I love the J. Wiles curriculum because of how it integrates history, the science and, science history. That's part of why we're in Europe, is because of science and math history. And so I want to encourage you to keep that in mind and just remember, as you learn things in science, integration is key. So we're going to have an integrated approach to science learning in the fall. Okay, sorry, this is a lot of information. I just wanted to give families a heads up on the details. For mathematics, of course, we're going to have Math Mammoth. And then if people want to keep using Singapore Math, we have extra copies of those. But Math Mammoth is the main resource for the elementary school. And then they move into pre-algebra, algebra 1, algebra 2, geometry, pre-calc, calculus, and beyond. One of our math tutors is actually able to teach calculus 2, calculus 3, and beyond. So if you have a student who just keeps flying by, we can get them as far as they need to get in their math. So, okay, the plane is about to land. Now, what about the 5th class? Because we have 5 class periods for 4th to 12th graders, but I'm only listing English, math, history, and science. And that leads me to the 5th class. What is the 5th class? The 5th class I call is basically like a life class. In this class, we need to teach people how to live. That's the point of the class. So yes, there's some study skills that will happen in this class, but honestly, the main things are, what are some practical life skills? What are some mental well-being issues that need to be addressed? How do you handle stress? How do you pick a career, right? And these are different topics for different groups within the 4th to 12th grade. But my point is, in this class, we will check in on students, like, how is it going? Let's have conversations about how is it really going, and let's answer your questions about life. Why is this important? Because the thing that happens sometimes in a class is you're teaching a subject, you're teaching even literature, like a great aspect of character is being taught. But then maybe there's a detour to a topic that is very important. I have seen that there are some students who are so focused on the material at hand that they almost feel like you're wasting their time, even though you're talking about the importance of that life lesson from that story in the book. And so for me as a teacher, there have been times where I felt like, oh, I want to talk more about this life lesson from this chemistry. So you're talking about chemistry, and the next thing there's an opportunity for life lessons, and you want to talk about it, but then guess what? People are like, hey, I need to get back here. I get back to the books. And so what I want to do is, what if I just freed up teachers and gave them 45 minutes to talk about life? Now, if there's opportunities to have guest speakers, there's a book we have a book called Life Skills, and we have a book called How to Choose a Career as a Teen. So we have books we can use. But the first thing in these classes, or one of the main things, is I really want us to just see, how are the students doing? What are they struggling with? And how can we encourage them in general? How can we encourage them to flourish in their mental health? How can we encourage them to flourish in their service of others? How can we encourage them to flourish in not being so self-absorbed and thinking about themselves all the time? How can we encourage them to be careful about how they use social media? Do you see the point? We are spending time encouraging our students with a 45-minute window that is deliberately put there to do that. So there's nobody that can say, hey, I need to do number 5 in my chemistry. Why are we talking about the importance of going to bed early or waking up at the right time? Do you see the catch? So instead of feeling rushed, I've decided that, you know what, in every Life STEM Academy, which by God's grace, we now have 2 of them, right? So we have Life STEM Academy Moorhead and Life STEM Academy Grand Forks. And then there's Life STEM Academy Scottsdale coming in not too far in the future. But Life STEM Academy Oxford is the 4th one, hopefully. I don't know, somewhere there. Anyways, these Life STEM Academies that are opening, the goal is that mental well-being is dealt with, that young people learn how to live. And so in every Life STEM Academy, I am going to ask that we dedicate 45 minutes, right? So each of these Life STEM Academies have independent principals. They have their own staff. But what unites us is, again, a focus for teaching children to have vision, and also helping all the students to flourish in their gifts. So we will be encouraging one another, iron sharpened iron. And so these are some things to keep in mind with Life STEM Academies as we start them. So 45 minutes, called the 5th hour, right? Is the 5th hour, which is not focused on any academic subject necessarily, but teaching life skills, study skills, and just how to flourish as a whole. Okay, the last 2 things. A summer program, the dates are available, 9 weeks available to you. You don't have to pay anything for the Life STEM Academy families who are signed up now. If you're not a Life STEM Academy family and you're interested, if you attended the whole day program, basically the morning into the afternoon, the whole day is $50 basically. So keep that in mind as you plan, and let me know if you have questions on that. So it's $50 per day for those who are not Life STEM Academy students, and it's basically morning and afternoon if you want, and there's a gym time that we can schedule there, and we'll let you know. We have pickleball and basketball. I am planning a high school field trip to UND, the University of North Dakota, to their aerospace program. So if you're interested in that, let me know. I think that aerospace, astronomy, and so on is just an amazing field. So we're going to do a field trip to University of North Dakota. So please stay tuned for that information. I will send this email with these notes from what I just shared. Let me know if you have any questions, but please feel free to fill out the summer form so I know who's coming and we can begin to know our limits. Right? 24 is always like the cap for any class that we offer because we want to keep it small, except if it's a deliberate big conference that we're running, right? The program we're doing in the summer, the Worldview Academy, that is open on a bigger scale because we'll have multiple helpers and so on and so forth. But I would say 24 is a good classroom size, and a 12-to-1 ratio is a preferable size, right? Preferable size. Jesus had 12 disciples. I just like the number 12. It's twice the number 6, and 6 is a perfect number actually, and you can look up what that means. But 6 is a perfect number, 12 is good, and 24 is perfect for a regular class. So please let me know if you're interested in the summer program. Sorry if the update went too long. I think it's better than last week. Last week went way too long. Those are the updates. We will put up more pictures of Oxford, Cambridge, Edinburgh, Scotland, and so on. But yeah, just let us know if you have any questions. And please feel free to send feedback as we're trying to refine our program. If there's any way we can better serve you and your family, let us know. Thank you so much, and God bless.